Hey, this is Average John here, coming at you with a video about the 10 comics that I have read this week. I've read a lot of comics. I've read stuff from IDW. I've also read stuff from Happy Tank or Behemoth Entertainment. But this is my first video, not my first video, but my first comic video in 2022. I missed Christmas and missed New Year's, but whatever, I'm doing fine. I'm doing awesome. 2022 is going to be a great year. It's going to be an awesome year. And so how's your guys' years going? How's your Christmas, New Year's, whatever you want to say, post in the comments. But without further ado, I'm going to get into these comics. What comics am I reading? I'll let you know. But this is one of my scripts. Right here, my phone. I also have, this is my script. And this is my script for right now. But yeah. I'm going to go into what I am reading. So, I'm first reading Star Wars Adventures, Ghost of Vader's Castle, #1 by IDW. This is made in 2021. And then, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Willow, #1 by Boom. This was also made in 2021. And then I got Suicide Squad Black Files, #1, made by DC. This was made in 2019. I also have Aquaman and Green Arrow, Deep Target, #1. This was made in 2021 by DC. And I got the Firefly Holiday Special. This is a one-shot. This is by Boom. This is made in 2021. Now I got Venom. Venom #1. This is made 2021. This is made by Marvel. Now, I have, I have Cinnamon, #1. This is made by Happy Tank Comics, but also spread out by Behemoth, sent out by Behemoth Entertainment. This is made in 2021. Next, I got Deathstroke and Yogi Bear, #1. This is made in 2021. This is made by DC. Next I have Batman and the Foundation. This is Fortnite stuff. This is #1. This is made in 2021. This is also made by DC. And last but not least, I have Miles Morales, Spiderman, #30. This is made by Marvel in 2021. Awesome edition too. Awesome edition. Alright, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. If you want to avoid spoilers or anything, I would suggest you pause this video. You read the stories, maybe you like the video, and then you come back, unpause the video, and we'll laugh, we'll have a gander at some of these stories, Without further ado, spoilers started. So first we have Star Wars adventures, goes to Vader's castle. So there's a kid named Milo, right? He's going through a destroyed library, the Graph Archives of Orcus 2. Going through with his android named Crater, his grumpy, complacent android. And he's just looking for stuff. And he finds the blueprints for Vader's fortress on Mustafar. And then he also finds this random reports on the Nameless Purge that happened during the Clone Wars. It details the story about a senator and her bodyguard. And of course, the senator is Padme. Bodyguard is Anakin Skywalker. They're walking around, They have their two droids, C-3PO and R2-D2, and they have one of their guys, Jar Jar Binks, following them around. And they're just walking around, just walking around, Tatooine. Right, and they're just walking around, they find this ghost town. This ghost town has no one in it, no living being. Have just a bunch of droids just lying around. Like, what happened? I spend a few minutes walking around, and then droids wake up. All of a sudden, Anakin and Padme, they start getting attacked. And then they all just run. C-3PO and R2-D2, they get infected. And they start to attack too. It's just Jar Jar, Anakin, and Padme. They make it to the ship. And everything seems great. It seems like they escaped, and then Jar Jar turns. And that's the end of the story, because Crater knocks Milo unconscious and drags him to what is presumably Vader's castle, where Emperor Palpatine is. What's going to happen? Who knows? Alrighty. Alright, next off we have Buffy, Vampire Slayer, Willow. So the writer of this, sorry if I mispronounced any names, by the way. The writer of this is Maiko Tamaki, illustrated by Natasha Bustos. I also sometimes can't read my own writing. But it's about Willow, a character from Buffy, who is struggling with everything. She's struggling to move on. She's trying to move to another place that is not Sunnydale. So she does move and she's struggling to move on and stuff. She tries to send postcards back home to see how everyone is, but she's struggling. She's just struggling. And so one day she's just like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to buy a bus ticket. That's what I want to do. So she buys a bus ticket back to Sunnydale. She goes, and the bus makes a stop, like buses do. So she goes out and she buys a drink. The bus leaves without her. So now she's in a place she doesn't really know. She's in a place without any cell service, so she can't call for help. Maybe she's meant to be there. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe she's not meant to go back. But who knows? And with that, I'm retiring this journal right here. It's a little Game of Thrones journal I was using. Because it's full up. It's full up. And that is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Willow. Alright. Next, the Suicide Squad Black Files. Black Files. In this one, we got the writer, Mike W. Barr, and the artist by Philippe Bryons. Bryons. I think it's Bryons. But the Suicide Squad is a bunch of DC villains who are put together by Amanda Waller, who is probably the most evil of them, who knows, to get years off their prison sentences. This group includes an ever-changing roster of DC's villains, usually D-list with a couple of exceptions like Harley Quinn. And that's about it. In this one sits Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, El Diablo, Katana, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Enchantress, and Cesar. They're all in here. They're fighting a secret terrorist group under the control of Cobra, which his wife, Cobra's wife, is trapped in Katana's sword, the Soul Taker, which traps the souls of anyone who's killed with it. No one has gotten out. Not yet, anyway. His wife, Eve, has been training, practicing the mystic arts to hopefully get out one day. And eventually, she's able to switch places with Katana herself. So Eve is in Katana's body, and Katana is in Eve's body. And that's how that goes. Alright. Next up, we have Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target now. This is in the Glacier National Park, Montana, where this starts. A scientist named Derek is recreating dinosaurs to mind control and hopefully put in his own army. Like we haven't seen Jurassic Park and how replicating dinosaurs could go wrong in every single possible way, but we'll let them do we'll let them do the story. But 2 years after that, we run into Green Arrow, and Green Arrow, who is Oliver Queen, is trying to enlist the help of Aquaman to prevent this because he's getting further in his schemes. Derek is getting further in his schemes and he needs to be stopped. And that's how that goes. Now next, we have the Firefly Holiday Special, which is the one-shot. This is written by Jeff Tinson, or by Jordy Pierce, Vicenza Federici, and Fabiana Moscato. Now it opens up, they're all, the whole crew is partying, it's the whole crew. It's Christmas, and it opens up with Zane enjoying some of Kaylee's fruitcake. The fruitcake is very, very nutty. So he ends up choking on a nut. Simon gives him Heimlich maneuver. And River warns him about 3 ghosts that are going to appear. A couple years pass. Excuse me. A couple years pass and a lot of things have changed, But Jane is out Christmas supply shopping. And so at this Christmas supply shopping, he's a little drunk. I'll say a little teensy bit. Right. He ends up going behind like a desk or something and kind of just passing out. Then he sees a ghost. He sees a ghost. Oh, in his dreams, he's wandering around. He sees a skeleton dressed up in a Santa costume. Looks exactly like you would from Earth. And that is supposed to represent the ghost of Christmas past. And then gets transported to Canton, but she is unmistakably the misunderstood hero, I would say. And why he's a misunderstood hero was because he was trying to get away on a plane with his friend from a robbery that he did on Canton. He robbed some of the slavers or whatever. And he couldn't escape. He had too much weight on the plane. So instead of making a sacrifice himself or whatever, or throwing away the money, he throws out his best friend first. Then he throws out the money to try to save himself. And the people of Canton mistook that deed because there's money raining from the sky in there. Everyone's poor except for the savers. So they all mistook the deed as a saving grace or whatever. So they celebrate Jane Cobb as the hero of Canton. Now that it cuts to them putting up a statue of Jane Cobb. Also cuts to Mal washing his, because Mal is the ghost of Christmas presents. It's supposed to remind him, hey, he's done some good, there's a good in him. Then he's transported to the future, where he sees his crew getting along without him. Everyone's there, everyone's alive and well. And in fact, they hired another mercenary named Dane. Not Jane, but Dane. And Jane's like, well, anyone but Dane. Now this is the future, obviously. And why is this happening? Because, the future's supposed to be bad without anyone in it. Well, it's pretty good without him in it, but just Dane. Why Dane? Dane sucks. Dane's horrible. Who is the ghost exactly? Well, the ghost is Emma. Emma is the future daughter of Wash and Zoe. And Wash and Zoe in the present series are both dead. And that happens in the comic after Serenity. So, spoiler there, even though it's kind of like a spoiler show, and I kind of said it before. But turns out that everything is a dream. Jane is woken by River in the middle of what is called the Nation's Bazaar. She berates him a bit because he was supposed to buy Christmas supplies and instead he got drunk and passed out. But, they all get back and everyone comes together and they all have a great Christmas Eve. That they do. Alright. Now I have to get this big book out. Alright. So, the next one I read was Venom. Yeah, Venom. The writers were Al E. Wing and Ram V. And the artist was Brian Hitch. And basically, this shows And this one shows Eddie Brock. He's going into space with all these symbiotes of Venom, right? And he's going to space, he's going to patrol, he's going to knock out, kill bad guys. And he has a son on Earth, Dylan Brock. Now hopefully no one is going for. But what ends up happening is Dylan is chased around a bit. Eddie Brock comes back and he has this one rule, do not bond with the Venom symbiote at any time whatsoever. Well, Eddie is killed. Eddie is shot down, he's bazookaed, rocketed, he's killed. Now, and Dylan's just like hiding behind a wall, he's like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Well, he ends up bonding with the Venom symbiote, and they escape. And that's Venom number 1. Now we have Cinnamon number 1. Now this is a fun comic. This is a pretty great comic, I would say. It's so simple. You know, the girl, the master, the lord of everything, whatever. The girl, the owner, the pet owner, buys catnip and puts in the cabinet, and the cat wants catnip. That's simply a story. But in this story, there's also, in this story, it's imaginative. It's imaginative. Like, the whole kitchen changes to, like, Big Kitchen City. The cabinet that she puts on goes in the cabinet premiums. Premium Cabinetry Limited. It's a fun story. And also the cat rides a motorcycle. In the story. And the cat gets onto the counters. Cinnamon, the cat's name is Cinnamon, by the way. Cinnamon gets on the counters. And there's a lot of, like, dirty dishes, you know. And that's no problem. But the Cinnamon thinks that they're like TNTs. There's no clear path around them. So, instead, what does the cat do? Slowly push them off. And, yeah, Cinnamon does break a glass. But she does get the cat in, not the way she expected. Almost reaches it. The girl gets mad. She goes. When she goes, she's portrayed in a giant mech. She's portrayed as the mayor of Big Kitchen City. In a giant mech who gets the cat, gets Cinnamon, pulls her down. And it's like, what the heck are you doing? And eventually, she gets the catnip. And she celebrates with a banner that says, I have not learned a dang thing. And also there's a goldfish named Sushi who Cinnamon talks to and stuff. It's a great book. I would buy it. That's my recommendation. Alright, next. I should drink some water. You should drink some water too. Good for you. Next we have Deathstroke and Yogi Bear. So how does this happen? How this has happened was DC and Hanna-Barbera. Writer is Frank Thierry. The artist is Mike Tykera. I said sometimes I can't pronounce names. Sometimes I can't read my own writing. I apologize for that. I apologize. But what is this about? Well, Yogi Bear is up this old antique season in Jellystone Park, trying to steal picnic baskets, and of course the park ranger catches him and chases him. And chases him. Boo Boo says like, yeah, I got this place to hide it behind this waterfall. He scoots Yogi in there. Boo Boo mysteriously disappears. Don't know where. So Yogi just starts wandering about, and then he wanders, and then he finds Deathstroke, because all the animals in Jellystone are going berserk. He can't deal with it. He's not into too much violence. He just wants someone to deal with it. He wants his friends to be normal. So he goes wandering around the land. He finds Deathstroke. Deathstroke just randomly. He talks to Deathstroke. Deathstroke agrees to go to Jellystone to help the animals get back to normal, whatever. Goes to Jellystone. The park ranger is trying to deal with the problem. He's dealing with it too. They go to the waterfall that the Boo Boo originally hit him in. It turns out there's a secret hive, a headquarters right behind the waterfall. And hive is basically just a bunch of bad guys, and they'd taken all of the Jellystone animals that they could, all except for Yogi Bear, who was much smarter than the average bear. He would not get caught by them. They're trying to basically control them, basically turn them evil, and it's worked on everyone. Boo Boo's coming up next, or not next, but he's coming up. He hasn't been brainwashed yet. So they save Boo Boo, they save the animals. The leader's weirdly creepily and creepella. They don't get caught, they don't get murdered or anything, they escape. And Jellystone's fine. But creepily and creepella, they actually open up a vitamin shop for animals, in which they secretly sell vitamins under the pretense of controlling the animals. But it's a little fun story, and it comes with another story. It comes with a little story of Secret Squirrel. But Secret Squirrel we know as Agent 00, Agent 000, Agent 000. He's on a vacation in the Caribbean. And when all of a sudden a mystical flying saucer comes, turns out it's just Morocco. Morocco's been promoted. Now he is above Secret Squirrel. He's no longer Secret Squirrel's partner or anything. He is above Secret Squirrel. And he gives Secret Squirrel a mission about Yellow Pinky. Warns him about Yellow Pinky. And they just go someplace, they speed up someplace, and they crash. And it turns out it looks to be they crashed an Agent Peace on the tower, but it's something that Yellow Pinky actually made a carbon copy of. I guess there's no one else except for a copy of Yellow Pinky. He's like, "Welcome home, honey." And then you kind of think, like, isn't you the girl has always been with Secret Squirrel? Is she Yellow Pinky's daughter? And then part 2 of the Secret Squirrel story is in Green Lantern and Huckleberry Hound's comic story, which I might just pick up. I didn't even know about other stories. I just kind of picked it up because it was just like, oh man, I gotta have that Deathstroke movie there. Hold on for a second. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright. I should be more organized. I gotta work on that. That's besides the point. Alright. So this one, we have Batman and the Foundation. Batman and the Foundation. Written by Scott Snyder, Chris Dosgage, and Donald Mustard. The art by Joshua Higginson. Now, there are 2 portals that have opened up. 2 portals. One in Metropolis and one in Gotham. One in Metropolis, this one's made by the Batman Who Laughs and Lex Luthor. The one in Gotham just randomly opened up. So Superman, Wonder Woman, and the one in Metropolis. Gotham's checking out the one in Gotham. Now it turns out these portals are really dimensional portals that go in between the DC universe and the Fortnite universe. This is all explained by the Foundation, who is a Fortnite character, kind of like a hive mind, if you will. The Foundation runs into Batman, of course. They fight, of course. But then they make up and they figure out, how to get these portals shut down. They have to shut them down at the exact same time. From both sides at the exact same time. So they do this, they succeed, but one person slips through and starts wreaking havoc on the Fortnite side. The Batman Who Laughs slips through. So it starts wreaking havoc unbeknownst to any of the characters. That's a fun story. Last but not least, when I get to it, we got Miles Morales, Spiderman number 30. This one was written by Saladin Ahmed, and the artist was Carmen Carnera. Now this one's a special comic. This was sent to me by Bam Comics. It's awesome. I have a great copy right here. It doesn't want to be pulled out, of course. Yeah, a great copy right here, and it's also signed. Yeah, it's signed by Tyler Kirkham. Alright. Yeah, this story is pretty great too. It's pretty short and simple. I mean, he's a finalist in Miles Morales is a finalist in the Writer's Scholarship. The Writing Scholarship. He has a date. He has a date with Stalling. He goes around solving minor crimes, like there's a robot causing explosions. This dude, Mantoid Armor, who doesn't want Taco Gong to eat frost giant meat. You know, huh? He solves that and he goes on his date with Stalling. Yeah. It's all the usual. He's late, his phone is dead, whatever, 10 minutes late. But she understands. So, yeah. But all seems good, all seems well, all seems simple. Until you figure out that the Taskmaster is watching them. And that is the last story. So put that away. It's the last one of the week. Which one did you... Oh, that's the end of the spoilers, by the way. Welcome back if you paused the video. And which one did you guys enjoy the most? Yeah, I'm going to check out that cinnamon one. And I'm going to follow that series. It's a fun series. It's fun, it's imaginative. It's just great. Kind of makes me peek in disguise of what my cat thinks. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to peep more of the cinnamon comics. I don't know what this is. I think this is supposed to be binoculars, but I don't know. Sometimes they just move around, my hands do whatever they want to do. You know. But, so, like I said, what was your favorite comic of this week? You can post in the comments, or, you can post on my socials. My Instagram is at TRIPL3XXXMayhem. My Twitter is at official average Don. My Facebook, my Twitter's at real average Don. My Facebook is at official average Don. Don't worry, I screwed up. It's that, I know. But if you really want to find me and you can't understand what I'm saying, or you're confused by what I was saying, don't worry, my stuff's in the description below. But without any further ado, I plan to do these more often. I do, especially like in the new year and stuff, I plan to do 2 videos a week and everything. I'll explain more my other video this week. I'm kind of rambling on, I don't know. But anyway, I will see you guys later.